Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about why I have switched back to Windows 11, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I hate using Windows 11 and I would switch to Linux in a heartbeat if it wasn't for this one thing. And I did switch to CashOS for like a good few months before switching back to Windows 11 now because I got so sick and tired of trying to run audio plugins on Linux. It's kind of a nightmare, to be honest with you. And if you produce music, it's really hard to recommend switching to Linux, honestly, because of how many Windows plugins just don't work on Linux. Now, to be fair, a good amount of them do work properly. Like even the UI works fine and all that. And that's great. Like using something called the Yabridge, I got a lot of the plugins to actually work properly, and that is really cool. The problem is that a lot of them still don't work and show a blank or a black screen, or some of them just straight up crash the DAW I was using, and it was just infuriating. And not only that, if you're using any, if you're using like a bundle from like a software company, or not a software company, but like a plugin company, but you have to download a piece of software with that to download all the fucking plugins, it's annoying and I hate it, but sometimes you have to do that. On Linux, I've never really gotten those types of things to work. None of the apps, like with native access, I never got that thing to work. I know there's like a guide on the internet to try to get it to work with Arch. I never got it to work, and it just made me mad because like I don't like troubleshooting stuff, and with Linux with audio, you're kind of gonna have to do that a lot, especially if you want to download a lot of plugins. You're gonna have to download Yabridge and then try to get that working. You're gonna have to give like audio access to all this shit. It's just kind of a pain, to be honest with you. And not only that, there are just some games that I want to play with friends that require kernel level anti-cheat. Unfortunately, I don't like giving access to a kernel level access to anti-cheat, but some games just don't work properly unless that is the case. Unfortunately. And again, I very much am a proponent for pushing for more Linux support. And I'm very glad that companies like Valve are pushing for more Arch Linux and all that, because that's really cool. And I like Arch Linux a lot. But again, on the audio plugin side of things, it's just a nightmare. It's just not fun to use. So that is the main reason why I switched back to Windows 11, because of audio plugins. Because every audio plugin I want to work on Windows just does. It doesn't kerfuffle. There's no kerfuffling needed. It's not like sometimes it'll show like a blank screen. It just works. The UI works properly. The plugin works properly. And yeah, that's it. And that's what I want it to be like. But again, on Linux, it's just not quite there yet. And I really wish it was. Because if all Windows plugins work perfectly fine on Linux, I would be switching to it now, because even though I'm giving up some games, yes, that I would otherwise be playing with friends and stuff, I would still be gaining so much in terms of privacy and all that it's worth it. But again, there's just a few trade-offs that I can't make, and I'm sorry, and I hate to say that, because again, I really liked using CashOS. I liked the privacy. I liked how easy it was to use. Even though there was some troubleshooting kerfufflery with the audio, it still wasn't super painful, and that's good. But again, it was just painful enough with the audio plugins and all that, and all the DAW stuff, that it made me just want to switch back. And again, I'm sorry, because I was such a huge proponent for Linux, and now I'm just back to using Windows like a fucking normie. But it works. And again, I like making music. That's one of my favorite things to do. And I don't want to give that up just because of an operating system. So, yeah, that is basically going to be it. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.